All right, today we are in our instruction book doing page 88 and 89. We're working with multi-step problems and writing equations. So let's go ahead and start with reading our example. Tullio's plant was 40 inches tall in May. In June, it grew 3 inches. In July, it grew two times as much as it grew in June. Write an equation to show how tall Tullio's plant is now. Use P to represent the unknown quantity. Here is how you could show your work using a picture. So they drew a picture and represented May, 40 inches. Then they extended it. It grew 3 inches in June. And in July, it grew two times as much as it did in June. So that's why they have 2 times 3 for July. Then down here, they answered the question, which was write an equation. They have 40 plus 3, May plus June, plus July, which is 2 times 3. And all of that equals P, which they told you to use to represent the unknown quantity. So let's go ahead and try number 8. Olivia drove 170 miles each way, there and back, to visit her cousin. On the trip, Olivia drove an extra 20 miles to see the Grand Canyon. She also drove an extra 45 miles to see Lake Powell. Write an equation to represent the total number of miles, M, Olivia drove on her trip. So we're going to take it through step by step, use the information that was given to us, and kind of draw like a little picture or something to represent those miles so we can picture it. We have 170 miles each way. So if she drove 170 miles each way, we can do 170 plus 170, or 170 times 2, because she drove there and back. On the trip, she drove an extra 20 miles to see the Grand Canyon. So let's extend it and put 20 miles in there. She also drove an extra 45 miles to see Lake Powell. So now we have all of the miles that she drove. We're going to write an equation to represent the total number of miles, which is M. So M equals, first thing, we're going to group these together, 170 times 2, using our parentheses. And then we're going to add 20, add 45. Number 9. Lucy bought 2 sandwiches for $4 each and 1 small salad for $3. She handed the clerk $20. Write an equation to show the total cost of Lucy's food, F. Then write an equation to show the amount of change, C, that Lucy will get. So I see here that I need 1 equation and 2 equations for my answer. Let's draw a picture to talk ourselves through what Lucy did. So Lucy bought 2 sandwiches for $4 each. So I'm going to go ahead and make 2 sandwiches and put $4 in each box, because each sandwich was $4. And she bought a salad for $3. So we have what she spent right here, and she gave the clerk $20. So we're going to ask ourselves, are we going to add 20 to this, or are we going to use some subtraction? If you gave someone $20, you're going to have to figure out how much you have left, how much change she will get back. So we are going to put a $20 bill here at the beginning and then subtract the sandwiches and the salad. So once we do that, we have to write our first equation. Write an equation to show the total cost of the food. So F equals the $4 for the sandwiches. We could write 4 plus 4, or in parentheses we could do 4 times 2, because there are 2 sandwiches and they're each $4. And then she also, part of her food was that salad. So 4 times 2, and she had, we can go ahead and add that. So the total cost of her food is the 2 sandwiches and the salad. So here's how much she spent on food. Then write an equation to show the amount of change she will get. So the change she will get equals, there are several different ways that we could go about writing this equation. We want to start with our 20 because in subtraction we always start with the biggest number. So if we have 20, we can do 20 minus F. Now, stick with me here because this is kind of new. If we say that F is the food, the total cost of the food, then once we figure out what F is, we can just plug that number in here. So 20 minus the food is how much change she'll get. Or, if you don't want to just put the F there, we can do 20 minus 4 times 2 plus 3. All right, so we're taking away each of those things. Now, if we wrote it like this, we have to make sure that we add this first. So we're going to need to put parentheses around that too. Because after we do 20 minus 8, we're not going to add 3. We want to make sure that we do 8 plus 3 is 11. So 20 minus 11. So that can get a little confusing. So once you have your full equation, go ahead and solve it to make sure, and I'll tell you right now that we'll solve for the answers to make sure that your equation works. So if we have 20 minus, the total amount that she spent on food was $11. So if we do 20 minus 11, we know that the change that she'll get is $9. So as long as your equation equals $9, you're going to be okay. Number 10, the Martinez family recycled 37 cans one week and 24 cans the next week. The Zhang family recycled twice as many cans as the Martinez family. Which equations could be used to find the total number of cans both families recycled? Let M stand for the Martinez family and B stand for both families. Circle the letter of the correct answer. So we have a bunch of equations down here. What we're going to do is we're going to talk ourselves through it and see which ones are going to make sense. So I'm going to jot some notes down here as I read the problem again. The Martinez family recycled 37 cans one week and 24 the next week. I know that and tells me I probably have to add. So if I add these cans together, I'll find the total number that the Martinez family recycled. Now, which equations could represent the total number of cans both families recycled? Let M stand for the Martinez family and B stand for both families. So I just found the Martinez family's total. Let's go ahead and check through here and see which answers I can get rid of. So M for Martinez, in this situation, they multiplied this by 2 for the Martinez family. But we don't want to multiply it by 2. The Zhang family did twice as much. So I'm going to mark that out. I know A is not correct. For part B, let's look at M. M equals 37 plus 24. That is what I got. So I will leave B as a possibility. In C, 37 plus 24. That could be a possibility. D, M equals 37 plus 24. That's a possibility too. So now let's go ahead and figure out what both families recycled together. So to help myself out, I am going to write an equation just for the Zhang family because I want to know how to figure out how many cans they collected. They collected twice as many cans as the Martinez family. So I'm going to do 37 plus 24, and then to double that, because it's twice as many, I'm going to multiply it by 2. So this right here, 37 plus 24, is the M. That's what the Martinez family collected. So you could write it as Z equals M times 2. So this is what the Zhang family collected, but we need to figure out what both families did. So I'm going to write down here my B equals for both families. I want to include the Martinez family and I want to include the Zhang family. So the Zhang family did M times 2. Or you could write it again, 37 plus 24 and then times 2. So I'm going to put this in parentheses just to help myself see that this is the Martinez part and this is the Zhang part. All right, so let's go ahead and go through here. We have B equals 2 times M. Now, B does not equal 2 times M because B stands for both families. And this is the Zhang family, 2 times M. So it can't be B. That's just what the Zhang family recycled. Let's look. B equals M, the Martinez family, plus 37 times 2. Well, in that scenario, they only multiplied the 37 cans times 2. What about the 24? So that one's not going to be correct either. Now, we're counting on D to be correct because we already went through all of our other options. Let's make sure. B equals the Martinez family plus 2 times what the Martinez family. So let's think about it. If M stands for the Martinez, we said the Zhang family was M times 2. So, in part D, we have correct. Both families equals what the Martinez did plus what the Zhang family did. So D is our correct answer. Cassie chose B as the correct answer. How did she get that answer? Very easy mistake, Cassie. Cassie only showed what the Zhang family recycled. She didn't include both families. Cassie only did the equation for the Zhang. Make sure I spell it right. Zhang family, not both. All right, that is it for today. Good luck with practice and problem solving. Again, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.